Robertson once described Scotland as, I quote, "a dark land overrun by homosexuals." And it's true. The weather can be quite gloomy on occasion. But as the skies opened up at this year's Glasgow and Edinburgh Pride events, a cornucopia of colour marched its way through our city's streets, and I was proud to march with them. My own personal journey from growing up in Greenock, where being gay was a very dangerous label to be given, to being here as an MSP and setting up and co-convening this Parliament's first cross-party group on LGBTI rights and issues, has been a very long one. When I was at school, being gay was, and sadly still is, an insult. That somehow something gay is stupid or pathetic. It's almost 23 years to the day since Sir Nicholas Fairbairn stood in the House of Commons in a debate and said, why should there be an age of consent for an act of perversion at all? How far the Conservatives have come. How far politics has come. LGBT History Month is very personal to me. It brings back many memories. I remember calling the LGB switchboard in London as a teen and then panicking for weeks as I waited for the phone bill to arrive. I remember the support I received from volunteers at the GGLC in Dixon Street in Glasgow, who ran the city's first gay and lesbian youth groups. As a then 17-year-old, it would have been a crime for me to have a boyfriend. And on that, Your Honour, I plead guilty. I remember my first warm summer's evening in Soho in 1999. I nervously went into a bar and ordered a pint, and there were balloons everywhere. "What are we celebrating?" I asked the barman. "Today is our reopening," he said. It was the Admiral Duncan, and just 9 weeks earlier, a nail bomb had exploded, killing 3 people and injuring 70. It is sad that so many lives have been lost over the years in homophobic attacks. So behind the colour and pride of LGBT History Month are serious messages, political ones. And whilst we might have marriage equality in Scotland, our friends just a few miles across the sea in Northern Ireland still do not have that equality. It is a sad reflection of the prejudice that still exists in this country, as it is in Australia, a country I once called home. Starting off, so it's time for politicians to give LGBT people the right to marry the person they love, no ifs, no buts. I've had the great privilege of meeting many people who are part of the fabric of LGBT history, like Lord Montague of Beaulieu, whose arrest for being gay paved the way to the Wolfenden Report in the 50s, or Peter Tatchell, who probably disagrees with me politically on everything, but who I respect for his tireless campaigning, or friends of mine, Ed Hall and Simon Ingram, who successfully fought to repeal the ban on gays in the military. We have come far, but we can go further. We are failing the children of tomorrow if we do not today create a country, or indeed a world, which is inclusive and accepting. And as we sit here and take pride in our shared LGBT history, young teens in Scotland are still committing suicide because of bullying. A teenage boy was thrown from the roof of a building in Syria just a few weeks ago, accused of being gay. His only crime was being raped by an ISIS soldier. Or as gay, lesbian and trans activists are beaten and silenced in Russia. Or even just yesterday, Tanzania threatened to publish a list of known gay men. 79 countries worldwide still have anti-gay legislation, and 39 of them are Commonwealth countries. I want to look back at my time here in this Parliament and know that I did the right thing for a community that has done so much for me. So let us celebrate LGBT History Month, but let us do so in the knowledge that so many others cannot.